Okay, so this is our presentation of the product we've been working on for the past few months. It is basically the WECE Maker's Garage Manager. So it's basically this management system which tells you about the capacity and information on live, basically about this garage that's owned by the Women's in Electrical and Computer Engineering. And these are the group members. I'm Nicolas Gongee. I'm the Scrum Master. Allie is our project manager. And then Nicolas Morita is worked on the back end, and Andrew worked on the front end.
All right, so for our project overview, our student organization partner for this project was Women in Electrical and Computer Engineering, also known as WECE. They have a dedicated laboratory on campus and wanted a website where live information regarding the lab could be viewed by members who plan on using the lab. The officers of WECE need to be able to log into the website and update the current status of the lab in real time. And to do this, we use MERN stack concepts along with SCRUM methodology to accomplish this goal.
So these are three of the major features that were requested that took up most of the time that we try to develop properly in the application. So one is that we wanted to display who the current supervisor, because there's usually always a supervisor in the garage, and also the lab capacity. So obviously during COVID, there needs to be a limited amount of people in the building at a certain time. So our website will display on live what the capacity is, if that ever changes over time, and how many people are in compared to that capacity. The second feature that was asked for is that there would be a login for admins, which would basically be the officers that are in WECE, where they could basically modify the current supervisor and edit the capacity of the garage. And then the third one is that as an admin, we wanted to make it possible so they could post announcements on the website and also basically show like office hours on their Google Calendar window, which is integrated into the website.
Yep, so for the live demo, we'll pull up the website real quick. So whenever you first go into it, this is the default page. This is what people will see whenever they're not signed in. Here you have the bar, the capacity. There's 10 spots, 6 available. So that thing moves around. Here's the calendar with the events, and announcements will be right here. So if you keep going over, location, it just shows where it's at on campus in a nice little Google implemented way. Quick about page. So then whenever you come over to log in, we used Auth0 for that. Here's just the temporary account that we have. So after logging in, you have these options. You can add officers and typo, ignore that. Adds people, you can remove them. You can change the current supervisor. I want it to be John. You can change the capacity right here. Change that to 5 out of 8. Submit that. And you can make announcements. Looks good. And you can also add things to the calendar here. So say they wanted something on Friday. Start at 3:50, that's fine. Oops. And end an hour later. Then you can create the event. And right there, it'll give you this feedback, event created. So then if you were to flop back over to the availability, you notice it adds the event here. You can click on it, it'll expand it, show you the time and everything. And you have this current availability has changed. So I changed it and now there's 8 total spots, 5 being taken and 3 here. So you'll notice this thing moves and resizes based on the current capacity. And that pretty much sums it up.
One of the technical debts is that we have opted to have one sign-in. While this is suitable for the time being, in the future, WECE may want more accounts. Another debt is the website lacks Google OAuth integration. Instead, there is an admin sign-in, and then when the admin creates an event, as you saw, they must verify their Gmail account associated with the calendar. Ideally, this would be combined into one step with something like sign in with Google. However, this would require a Google Identity API. And besides that, we have completed all the expected functionalities.
So this is our final thoughts and reflection, where we talk about basically what we got out of this whole thing. So one of the main things is that most of our projects so far in school have been, for the most part, individual. So now that we've had to work in a group of 4 over the course of a whole semester, we realize the importance of staying in constant communication with each other. And about halfway through the semester, that was really focused when we saw how we had these daily scrums where we would update group members as to where we were with certain tasks. And also, alongside that, working for someone to create a product for them as opposed to making something for ourselves or just as a school assignment is also a different experience, since we have to make something that's functional and works well for a client, which I think was a valuable experience. So, and it was also definitely rewarding to make something for someone in the end as well.